Alright guys, we're back again for another Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle, but this time it's in an NU tier. And because I've been playing too much PU lately, might as well, upload an NU battle, just to switch things up a bit. But look at my opponent's team is really hyper-offensive because we see the Incineroar, the Gichino, and definitely the Quick Feet Ursaring, gotta watch out for that. But for my team, I'm just gonna, play around and try a physical belly drumming Charizard, the Focus Sash Kadabra, bring Macho and have some fun. And without further ado, let's get this battle started. Alright, so my opponent Ray is going to send out that challenge as he sends out his winner for his Whimsicott. As I send out my Armado because I look at my opponent's team, it didn't look like he had like a Wrap Spin or Defogger, so I just went ahead and go for my rocks as soon as possible, which is a good benefit. As my opponent does miss a Stun Spore, which really doesn't matter because Armado is already slow as he is. As next, my opponent goes for an Encore. Give me a little sprinkle, some applause, as Akta just can't resist the applause. So I'm gonna switch out because I don't want to stay and go for useless rocks. As I send out Xena, the greatest warrior alive, as I just stay in and see what attacks he goes for. As he goes for Elite C, getting more recovery damage, which is like not cool with me. So Xena. Here I decided to go for a Ice Punch because I was hoping he doesn't have any like fairy type attacks as he switches out. I guess he doesn't because if you see Encore Elite C, it's a good bet he doesn't have like a fairy attack or something like that. But he's gonna switch out to his Mismagius as Xena goes for Ice Punch to Mismagius in the face, does about around 50%, which is more than enough to knock out Mismagius next turn because I do decide to go for a knockoff. As he goes as my opponent goes for a Dazzling Gleam, hoping to kill a bit because I'm Eviolite. I was confident that the Xena, greatest warrior alive, can live it and take out this Mismagius the next turn with my knockoff. Here, my opponent does send out the Ursaring, Mr. Scary Bear here with a circle on his stomach as he goes for a Protect, which is a very good play on my opponent's part because he gets the Leech Seed to finish me off. So Xena. I decided to sack her off anyway and go for a Bullet Punch because he went for Protect. The C gets sapped, so Xena's power got destroyed. But oh well. So Mr. Scarab is back to full health and got the Toxic Orb activated. So that was a very good move by my opponent's part. Here I'm gonna send out Agatha, my super defensive wall, full HP, full defense, max HP, max defense. Sorry. As you go for a close combat, which does about 25%. So I go for my Rock Tomb. I try to slow down this bear as soon as possible because a fast bear is more than likely to bop all my my Pokemon in the back wings. But anyway, I'm gonna keep going for Rock Tomb as my opponent realized he can't stay in for too long as he switched out to Winifred again as I go for my Rock Tomb to slow down whatever Pokemon that comes in or he stays in. But it doesn't matter because Winifred does have the Prankster ability, so the speed really didn't affect it too much. But we both have our lefties recovery. We both kind of try to stall each other out, I guess. As my opponent does go for the Encore. Give me another clap to the face as Armado can't resist. But pretty much I did win for Rock Tomb anyway in the next following turn. So even if he Encore me, I chose Rock Tomb anyway. So pretty much at this point of the battle, it's kind of like a stally fest because I realized I can't really switch out unless he predicts me and go for a Leech Seed or a Stun Spore. What I didn't realize is because I have a Skuntank in the back, which is a Dark type Pokemon, and Prankster ability does not work on Skuntank because he's a Dark type. So even if he goes for a Leech Seed or a Stun Spore, it wouldn't matter because Skuntank would resist that ability. So yeah, I should have done that, but I didn't realize that until after the battle that the Dark type resists the Prankster. But he goes for a Stun Spore, finally slowing down my Armada, which sucks, but it doesn't really matter, of course, because he's a slow bugger anyway, with jetpacks on his back, I guess, whatever that is. It looks like a cockroach thing, jetpack thing, but whatever. It works for me. As I get my lefties and Winifred gets more recovery damage. I decide at this point in the match there nothing is to be done, no progress is going on, so I'm gonna switch out, hoping that the fact that Winifred does not go for Sunspore. But as I mentioned previously, I didn't know about the Prankster ability, so it didn't really matter if he did go for a Sunspore or not. My opponent does go for a U-turn, knowing that he can't do too much either, as he switches out to his Minior. Here I predict him to go for a Shell Smash, so it's better to go for an attack because I want to weaken a setup Shell Smashers as much as possible than a full health one as I go for my Crunch. As I predicted, he goes smashes a Meatball Shell here, and gets that speed up, that attack up, and that special attack up. So he does have the white herb, so it pretty much returned him back to his normal stats as he loses his shield. Here I decide to switch Tom Hanks out to my model to see how much damage I could take, because he's fully defensive anyway. So he goes for Earthquake, as it does around like 50%. So after the leftovers recovery, I was hoping I can live the next attack and go for Rock Tomb to slow this fast meatball down. As he reveals to me, he does have the special attacking power gem, which is cool to see a power gem, which is a special rock attack, better than, you know, if you don't want to rest the accuracy miss of Rock Slide or Stone Edge. But now I'm gonna try to end his sweep right here as I send on my fork, because we know usually Kadabras are usually sash as I go for my psychic, finally ending this meatball terror sweep right there. So Kadabra is already knocked out to his sash as my opponent does send out the Winifred right here. And now, I think my opponent goes for a Leech Seed. Yeah, Leech Seed right here, as I think my opponent did forget that Kadabra does have the Magic Guard ability. So whether it's Burn or Poison or even Leech Seed, Kadabra won't be receiving too much damage. I mean, won't receive like status damage. So Ursaring comes out as my opponent goes for a Protect hit right here, as, you know, I guess he wanted to get more Leech Seed recovery, but my opponent did forget, because he's gonna use this turn to get more toxic damage here. And now my opponent goes for a Facade, totally destroying my Kadabra right here as he goes down, and, you know, ending my Kadabra's Spoon Fest right there. But anyway, I mean Fork Fest, but whatever. So Tom Hanks comes out. I decided to sack it up because the toxic damage will wear him out anyway as I go for my Poison Jab. I was surprised Tom Hanks would outspeed Ursaring, because usually Quick Feet should outspeed the Skuntank, but I guess I was Jolly Nature. I'm not sure why I outsped, but the initial plan was to, you know, sack off Skuntank. But anyway, I'm going to switch out Tom Hanks because Tom Hanks is too valuable for me as I go for my Charizard here, as predicting him to not go for a Dark type attack because Tom Hanks was in, so I was predicting that. So I'm going to go for my Earthquake instead of the Belladrum. That would be stupid to go for Belladrum, as, you know, it didn't take my opponent's Cineroar out, as he goes for his exclusive Z-move, which I cut out because I didn't want Nintendo to block my video because it's an exclusive Z-move to Incineroar. Here, I'm going to set out my Rudo, go for my own Shell Smash, breaking my invisible shell somewhere around there, but as I was hoping to live at least one hit, because now I can activate my White Herbs. It's like I didn't lose any defenses, hoping I could, you know, survive one attack and retaliate with a Ice Beam the next turn. So he's gonna go for a Dark Solarium, which does about over 50%, which is cool with me. And as I go for my Ice Beam. I was not gonna go for a Hydro Pump. That would be stupid, because if it would have missed, that would have been GG for me. But now he sends out his Chichino here. I was hoping it would not be Scarf, so if it was Scarf, he would have outspeed me and go for a Tail Slap, destroying my Rudo and my Skuntank in the process in the next turn. So thankfully it wasn't Scarf, so Princess Rudo with the clutch win with the Ice Beams, Shell Smasher. But overall, that was a good game race. So yeah, so that we have a little Shell Smashing party going on. But that was a good game anyway. So thank you, Ray, for that awesome battle. So I'll see you guys later in the next Wi-Fi battle. Alright, see you guys.